Shabbat Shalom, 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 Umevorah, Shabbat Shalom, Umevorah, Shabbat Shalom, Umevorah, Shabbat Shalom, Umevorah, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It is wonderful to be here with you this evening to bring in the fullness of human experience, joy to sadness, celebration, and hope. We have a lot of joy to celebrate this evening, to celebrate with Eli Freeman and his family as he prepares for this, his bar mitzvah weekend, and he will lead us in some prayer later this evening. And also to celebrate one special guest in particular. When I was in rabbinical school, there was this program that they called Mabat. And the Mabat program was designed to help the newest students sort of start to articulate their ideas and values. We would meet every month with a small group of students and one professor, and we would have to write these short one-page essays about our ideas, and we would then sort of discuss our ideas. And the advisor for my Mabat group, who ate many lunches with me over the course of 2 years, was Rabbi Dr. Andrea Weiss, and who was there as I tried to figure out my ideas, which I am still trying to do. But one of the things that is unique about rabbinical school is that you have teachers who want to know you in the fullness of your experience and not just in whatever class you're taking with them, but they want to know you and know who you are and what you care about and who your family is. And there are very few professors who knew me quite as well as Dr. Weiss, and it is such a treat to have my teacher here and to get to pray with my teacher. So you're going to get to do what I got to do all through rabbinical school, which is to learn from her in a little bit, and you should feel very lucky, as I do, that she will be your teacher. We are going to continue this evening first by reminding you to turn off your cell phones and pagers so that you can be present to what happens in this room, and then by inviting up Eli and his family to lead us in the lighting of the candles, which are found on page 2.
Thank you. Okay. Am I supposed to read from there? I go first. Okay. As these, wait, am I supposed to? No, you're right. You're good. Okay. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us.
As their brightness reminds us of the generations of
Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light.
We're going to light the candle.
Yeah. Yep.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu, lehadlik ner, shel
So we are in this very sacred month called Elul. And in this month that leads into Rosh Hashanah and the days of awe, we start to hear the sounds of the holidays. We're going to hear them tonight in some of our usual melodies. You'll hear the High Holiday, the main melody that we often hear on the holidays. You're going to hear in our Barchu and our Micha Mocha. And another thing happens in the month of Elul, which is every day we are supposed to read this really beautiful psalm called Achat Sha'alti. It's Psalm 27. Actually, that's just part of it. And you'll find the words of it on your handout. And before, I wanted to teach you the melody of it tonight. For those who were here with us last week on Shabbat, you heard this melody. Tonight I'm going to teach you part of it. These are what the words mean. One thing I ask of Adonai, only that do I seek, to live in the house of Adonai all the days of my life, to gaze upon the beauty of Adonai, and to frequent God's temple. These beautiful words we'll now hear in song. So I'm going to teach you this melody. So it goes like this. And it's a little tricky, but I know you can do it. So it goes like this. Achat sha'alti. Let's just try that bit. Ready? Achat sha'alti. Beautiful. Now listen. Me'ed. It goes kind of low. Let's try. Ready? Me'ed. Now we add on Adonai. Let's just try that part. Adonai. So I want to put those little bits together, so we'll just listen. Me'ed Adonai. Let's try it. Me'ed Adonai. Now we go back to that Achat Sha'alti from the beginning. Achat Sha'alti. Let's do that one more time. Achat Sha'alti. And the last part, listen. Ota avakesh. Try it with me. Ota avakesh. So that's the whole thing. And we're going to sing it a few times. We'll hear it at the beginning, and then we'll hear it again at the end. All right, so here we go. Achat Sha'alti. Achat Sha'alti. Me'ed Adonai, Achat Sha'alti, Ota avakesh. So beautiful. Let's try that again. Achat Sha'alti, Me'ed Adonai, Achat Sha'alti. Now just listen. Shivti, Shivti, Beveit Adonai. Shivti,
sha'alti. Sing with me. Achat sha'alti me'et Adonai. Achat sha'alti ota vakesh. One more time. Achat sha'alti. Achat sha'alti me'et Adonai. Achat sha'alti ota vakesh.
Having asked God for the blessing of dwelling in God's house, now we are going to in turn welcome Shabbat into our home. So we are going to sing joyfully the words of Lechado D, which is on page 20 and 21. We'll sing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9 together, and when we get to that last 9th verse, we're going to rise as we are able, turn to face the back door as the Shabbat bride enters our home. Page 20, Lechado D. Lechado D, Likrat Kala, Pnei Shabbat,
Likrat kala, pnei Shabbat, lekavela. Shamor v'zachor b'diburecha, ishmi'anu el hamiuchad. Adonai echad u'shmo echad, Hashem u'tiferet v'ritila. Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki mekor ha'bracha, merosh mikegel ha'nesucha, sof ma'aseh v'machshava tefila. Lechadoti likrat kala, pnei Shabbat lekavela. Lechadoti likrat kala, pnei Shabbat lekavela. Hitoreri, hitoreri, ki la'orech kuli uri, uri uri shir ta'iri, kivod Adonai alayk liya. Lechadoti likrat kala, pnei Shabbat lekavela. Lechadoti likrat kala, pnei Shabbat lekavela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam besimcha u'b'zohara, toch emunei ha'segula. Boi chala, lechadoti likrat kala, pnei Shabbat lekavela. Lechadoti likrat kala, pnei Shabbat lekavela.
Having welcomed Shabbat into our midst, we're going to take a moment to welcome each other into our midst. When we come back together, we're going to be back on your insert for Baruch Hu. But for now, turn to someone near you, welcome them, wish them Shabbat Shalom, introduce yourself. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
We're going to remain standing.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Ya-la-la-la-la, 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 ya-la-la-la-la.
We are going to continue with the beautiful alternative version of Ma'ariv Aravim, our prayer for the evening that Cantor Simmons wrote, which you can find also on your handout this evening.
The light is fading, the night is waiting for you and me. Let's rearrange the stars. The mystery lies in the color of the skies when the words are on your lips that speak the evening into being. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. The sun's gone missing, the moon is whispering my name, but I have to listen close. The arc of its ascension commands my full attention. The sky provides a backdrop of purples and blues. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. The light is fading, the night is waiting for you and me. Let's rearrange the stars. Umavir yom umevi laila laila, umavdil ben yom uvein laila, Adonai tzivot shemo, El chai v'kayam. Tamid yimloch aleinu leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, Amariv Aravim.
For our Ahavat Olam this evening, a poem that is about learning and loving from the Israeli poet Yehuda Amichai. God has pity on kindergarten children. God pities school children less. And adults, God pities not at all. God abandons them, and sometimes they have to crawl on all fours in the scorching sand to reach the dressing station, streaming with blood. But perhaps God will have pity on those who love truly and take care of them and shade them like a tree over the one that sleeps on a park bench. Perhaps even we will spend on them our last pennies of kindness, inherited from Mother, so that their own happiness will protect us now and on other days. Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael. We continue with Shema, page 34.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
Page 36.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta b'am v'shivtecha b'beitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha uv'kshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha uv'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uv'isharecha למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
At the top of page 39, we prayed together. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. Page 40.
Mi chamocha va'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, norar tehilot osef eleh, malechutecha ra'u vanecha, bukei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, zeili anu ve'amru, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed.
Hashkivenu on page 42.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom v'hamidenu bitenu uvolenu. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom. V'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol hamo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. Amen.
It's now my honor to call up Eli to lead us in the Amidah, which begins on page 46, and invite you please to rise.
Adonai sifatar tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei avotenu v'imotenu. Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, V'Koneh Hakol. V'zoher ashtei avot v'imahot, u'mevi gula livnei bneihem, leman shemo be'ahava. Melech ozer u'Moshiach u'magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham v'Ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh hakol atah rav le'oshia. Morid hatal, mechakel chayim behesed, mechayeh hakol berachamim rabim, somech noflim v'rofeh cholim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato lishenei afar. Michamocha ba'irot, umido melach, melech memit umechayeh, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'neman atah lechayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, Ukedoshim b'chol yom, hallelu hasela, Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
Thank you. You may be seated. The top of page 55, we pray together. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its purpose. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. We continue with a desperately needed prayer for peace, Shalom Rav, on page 60.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam Ki Ata Hu Melech Adon Lechol HaShalom Ki Ata Hu Melech Adon Lechol HaShalom Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam V'tov beinecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam Tasim Leolam Tasim Leolam.
We take a few moments now for silent prayer and meditation. If you can't think of anything to say or you've run out of things to say, make a list of 5 things you're grateful for today. I promise it will change your life.
Adonai tzuri v'goali Adonai tzuri v'goali. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. Adonai tzuri v'goali Adonai tzuri v'goali.
This is our opportunity to turn our thoughts and prayers now to healing as we turn our hearts to the members of our families and of our congregation who on this Shabbat find themselves in need of healing and relief and restoration. On this Shabbat, our congregation offers this prayer on behalf of Bradley Borden, Melba Berman, Alan Garber, Sandy Gordon, Ann Grobart, Sarah James, Lawrence Levy, Ruth May, David Silverman, Roger Williams, Yvonne Zients, and Chenya Rachel Mindel Bat Aharon Bat Zipporah. The words of Misha Berach are in your prayer books on page 253. Page 253. Friends, just a few brief announcements before I formally introduce and invite our teacher this evening to take the bima. After this evening's service, we hope that you will stick around for the blessings of Kiddush and Motzi before our oneg together. We are very grateful to Eli and his family for having supplied us with the challah and wine that will be able to offer these blessings over this evening, and we wish Eli a huge mazel tov this weekend. If you picked up a Shabbat handout on your way in that looks like this, you'll find some details about some upcoming programs in our community. I encourage you to take a look. Just a few things to call to your attention. First, if you go outside tonight or tomorrow and you look up in the sky, you will see a very beautiful full moon, which is exciting for you and terrifying for us because that means that the new year is 2 weeks away. So the holidays are coming. Our passes have gone into the mail. If you have any questions, please call us during the week. We want to help make sure your holiday experience is smooth and fulfilling and meaningful this week. Please do not hesitate to call any of us on our team so that we can help make this experience everything that it can and should be. If you will please take a look at your calendars when you leave, Saturday, September 21st at 9 p.m. will be our Slichot service. It is a moving, intimate, quiet, and very powerful service in the evening with which we welcome the season of penitence and reflection. There will be a dessert reception after the Slichot service. Please do come and join us Saturday the 21st at 9 p.m. If you have not yet had a chance to make your way through the Kahn gallery just outside the chapel, I encourage you to do so after this evening's service. I'm very grateful to the members of our Temple Art Committee who have installed a new exhibit in the gallery featuring some very significant holdings from our archives, showing the rich history of our congregation over the past 75 years. One of the items that you'll find in that exhibit hanging on the wall is a document announcing the establishment of a new fund in honor of Rozelle and Rabbi Robert I. Kahn. This is the announcement of the establishment of a fund to make it possible for our congregation to showcase the richness and the rigor of American Reform scholarship. It is a great delight that this weekend's Rozelle and Robert I. Kahn Scholar in Residence is Rabbi Dr. Andrea Weiss. I want to say a word about her, and before I let her say a few more words, Dr. Weiss is the Jack, Joseph, and Morton Mandel Provost at the Hebrew Union College Jewish Institute of Religion, and she has served as Associate Professor of Bible at the New York campus. She was ordained there at HUC New York and received her doctorate from the University of Pennsylvania. Tonight's remarks will be entitled Bitter to Sweet, Biblical Texts of Transformation. She'll be speaking and teaching all weekend. I want to encourage you to come join us for as much of this as you possibly can. Tomorrow morning after breakfast at 8:45, Dr. Weiss will offer some remarks entitled Comfort, Comfort My People, Maternal Metaphors for God. Saturday, late afternoon with Light Bites, 5 o'clock p.m., before her presentation called Sarah's Hidden Voice, Why a Women's Torah Commentary Still Matters. It is notable that Rabbi Weiss is the associate editor of the Women's Torah Commentary, which we study from and gain great richness and delight from here in our congregation. Lastly, Sunday morning at 9:30, we hope you'll enjoy breakfast with us, 9:30 before Rabbi Weiss's 10 o'clock program called Speaking Religious Truth to Political Power, Pre-Election Lessons from American Values, Religious Voices. This is a reflection brought about from the book that she edited called American Values, Religious Voices, 100 Days, 100 Letters, which brought together scholars from a diverse range of religious traditions to articulate the core American values that have grounded our nation in the past and may guide us forward at times of political transition. It's not too late for you to RSVP for the breakfasts on Saturday and Sunday morning. Please do that. You will not regret it. We are very grateful that she is with us. I am deeply grateful to Al and Eddie Kahn, who have chaired this weekend's festivities, and for the support of the Rozelle and Robert I. Kahn Lectureship Fund, who has made it possible for me to introduce to you our teacher, Rabbi Dr. Andrea Weiss.
Shabbat Shalom. It is truly an honor to be part of such a historic and distinguished Scholar in Residence weekend, and a tremendous pleasure to see two of my former students, Cantor Simmons and Rabbi Fixler, and to be able to see them in action, doing what they were called to do and what brought them to the Hebrew Union College Jewish Institute of Religion to serve God and the Jewish people, and have the opportunity to do it here in this warm and welcoming and historic congregation. So being here was definitely on my list of things to be grateful for. We stand in the in-between the long hot days and leisurely days of summer, and the cooler nights, maybe even here in Houston a little cooler, the cooler nights and the more hectic pace of fall. In between the waxing and waning of the moon in the month of Elul, signaling that the new year approaches. In between the 50 days from the destruction on Tisha B'Av to renewal on Rosh Hashanah. During these in-between days, from the 9th of Av to the 1st of Tishrei, 7 haftarot of consolation lead us week after week from mourning for a ravaged Jerusalem to prayers for a new year. Shabbat after Shabbat, 7 prophetic passages from the book of Isaiah guide us from weeping by the rivers of Babylon to the wake-up call of the shofar, the majestic blasts and blessings that herald the start of another year. This week, the Haftarah portion for Shabbat Ki Tetzei contains one of my favorite biblical passages, 4 verses from Isaiah 54 that stand out both for their exquisite artistry and their profound and timely message. In Isaiah 54, the prophet gives voice to God's enduring commitment to an exiled people, Israel. God promises, "In a brief moment I forsook you, but with great compassion, uverachamim gedolim, I will gather you in. In a surge of anger I hid my face from you, but with everlasting kindness, uvechesed olam, I will have compassion for you." It's worth noting, especially at this time of year, that God's promises of kindness and compassion come not necessarily from a sense of remorse, but from a steadfast commitment to the covenant between God and Israel. God reaffirms that covenant in the next two verses by hearkening back to the post-diluvial covenant with Noah, sealed for all time with the rainbow. God declares, "As I vowed not to let Noah's water pour over the earth again, so I have vowed not to be angry with you or rebuke you. For though the mountains may move and the hills totter, my kindness, my chesed, shall never move from you. And Brit Shlomi, my pact of peace, will not totter." Twice in these 4 verses, we find the Hebrew word chesed, a word that is hard to translate, but important to understand. Some translate chesed as kindness or loving kindness, others as loyalty or faithfulness. I define chesed as the generous and thoughtful things we do for one another because we are brought together in a committed relationship. Like when your child wakes up in the middle of the night and asks for a glass of water, cold water from the kitchen, not tap water from the nearby bathroom sink. And even though it's the middle of the night, and even though you were sound asleep, you get up, go to the kitchen, and pour a glass of water. That's an act of chesed, something you do not necessarily because you want to, and not necessarily because it will benefit you, but because it's the right thing to do, the kind and loving thing to do. In the Bible, God performs acts of chesed for humans, and humans perform acts of chesed for one another. My teacher and colleague, Dr. Tamar Eskenazi, claims that chesed has a cumulative force, for one good deed provokes another and another. She writes, "Both we and God need to forget about the idea of measure for measure and simply perform good deeds, acts of random loving kindness." Perfectly timed, this prophetic reading offers an intention to take with us as we approach the Yamim Noraim, the days of Oz during these in-between days of Elul, when we take stock of the year gone by and strive to live up to our highest selves in the year ahead. What would it mean for each of us to adapt Isaiah's words and, like God to Israel, be able to say to someone who has wronged or disappointed us, "For a brief moment, berega katon, I was angry with you or rebuked you, but with great compassion, berachamim gedolim, and with everlasting chesed, uvachesed olam, I will have compassion for you." Over the past 2 months, I have thought a lot about the human capacity for chesed. Ever since July 15th, when Chester Holman III, an innocent man who was wrongly imprisoned for 28 years, was freed from a Pennsylvania prison. This heartbreaking story is not just another case I heard about on the local news, not just another example of corrupt public officials who coerced false confessions and withheld evidence, not just another example of the deep-seated racism that so readily results in the arrest and incarceration of innocent African American men. This is a case I know well, a case I have lived with for 15 years, ever since my husband, Alan Tauber, was hired as a defense attorney to write a long-shot appeal in 2004. Convinced of Chester's innocence, my husband vowed to keep working on the case for as long as it would take, using every means at his disposal, until finally this summer, he embraced Chester when Chester walked out of prison, at last a free man. At the exoneration hearing a few weeks later, Alan told the courtroom that in all their conversations over those 15 long years, Chester never once displayed anger or bitterness about his fate. Alan recounted a prison visit years ago after two witnesses had recanted their testimonies, but failed to convince a judge to overturn Chester's sentence of life in prison without parole. Alan finally asked Chester, "How can you not feel resentful about being in jail or furious about those whose lies put you in prison?" A gentle, soft-spoken man, Chester replied, "They are victims too." In the words of Isaiah 54, that's chesed olam, abounding kindness and an exceptional generosity of spirit. That's rachamim gedolim, an immense and incredibly admirable capacity for compassion. Not long before he was released, once Chester finally let himself hope that the end might be near, he volunteered for a program that allows inmates to train rescue dogs for adoption. He fell for a little French bulldog pug mix named Buttons, and he asked his sister to apply for him to adopt the puppy. If he was getting out, Chester thought, he wanted to bring new life with him. When he got home, he first thought he would rename the dog Freedom, but in the end, he named the puppy Journey. Being able to look beyond the climactic, long-awaited moment of release and face the long and difficult process of building a new life, that takes wisdom and strength of spirit. Being able to take away something positive from the negative experiences we encounter in life, that takes faith and resilience. When I heard about Chester's dog, I immediately thought about a lesser-known episode in the book of Exodus, a text that I often think about at this time of year. After the plagues in Egypt, Pharaoh finally lets the people go, and they miraculously cross the sea and celebrate with song and dance. Then they set out for the promised land. But what happens next? Exodus 15:22 tells us, Moses made the Israelites journey onward from the Sea of Reeds, and they went for 3 days in the wilderness, but did not find water. Velo matzu maim. They came to Marah, which is a Hebrew word that means bitter, but they could not drink the water because it was bitter. And the people grumbled against Moses, saying, "What shall we drink?" So what did Moses do? He cries out to God, and God shows him a piece of wood. Moses throws the wood into the water, v'yimtekehu hamayim, and the bitter water becomes sweet. Notice that God does not just fix the problem. God shows Moses a solution. Moses is the one who has to find the stick and throw it in the water. This, to me, is where the miracle occurs. When human beings exhibit the God-given capacity to transform that which is bitter, tragedy, suffering, injustice, and somehow make it sweet. In many ways, this is the task ahead of us in these in-between days as we prepare for Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. If we are willing to look back on the past year with clear eyes and a full heart, if we are honest about the ways we have missed the mark, about the things we have done wrong, about the ways we have disappointed ourselves and others, then we also need to look for sticks of wood. We need to find ways to move forward in a productive and positive manner. And for that to happen, we need lots of chesed, kindness and generosity, not just for others, but for ourselves. And if we do this, if we use these in-between days of Elul well, may this be a sweet new year, a year abounding in much-needed blessings for us and all the world. Shabbat Shalom.
Aleinu L'Shabeach is on the bottom half of page 282. Page 282, would you please rise as the ark is opened?
Aleinu L'Shabeach L'Adon HaKol, Latet Gedula Liotzer Breshit, Shelo Asanu Kegoye Ha'aratzot, Velo Samanu Kemishpechot Ha'adama, Shelo Sam Chelkeinu Kahem, Vigor Aleinu Kechol Hamonam, Va'anachnu Korim, Umishtachavim Umodim, Lifnei Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Page 287. V'nemar, V'haya Adonai, Lemelech al kol haaretz, Bayom hahu, Bayom hahu, Yiyeh Adonai echad, Ushemo, Ushemo, Ushemo echad.
These words from the poet Marcia Falk can help us set an intention before we offer the words of Kaddish together. She writes in her poem, Enduring, "Because you have stayed this long unrelenting in the unrelenting world, you know that time, though imperfect, is diligent and wrestles down grief, and that all things are born small and grow large, except grief, which is born large and grows small." So as we prepare to do the work of grief and memory together, our thoughts turn to those who have departed the earth, our own loved ones and those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. On this Shabbat, the hearts of our congregation go out in sympathy to the families of Louis Silverman, Sally Politzer-Fuchs, and Ludmilla Kafitz, who were laid to rest in recent days. To their names we add these, the names of those whose yahrzeits fall at this time. We remember Jack Abady, Louise Strauss-Ablon, Pearl Abramson, Bunny Barr, Cecil L. Berman, Meyer Blinderman, Mary Bronstein, Rose Siegel-Bumar, Bonnie Cermak, Carlos Cortez, Minnie Kizzy Davis, Soretta Liebson Diamond, Irving Dochin, Morris Drucker, Dorothy Dubin, Nettie Engler, Sandra Fine, Sidney Feldman, Sheila Feynman, Nathan Finkelstein, Jerry Kaplan Foreman, Irving Forrest, Rose Franks, Molly Freed, Ruth Pearl Fridkin, Nat Friedman, Leonard Gabert, Sally Gerson, Murray David Getz, Bernard Goldgar, Eva Green, Harry Green, Irving Greenberg, Stuart Herbst, Alexander Schiff Hotchman, Claire Lee Howard, Paula Kahn, Henry Kame, Ruth Kalmans, Lester Kamen, Irvin Kaplan, Gerald S. Kaplan, Jenny Karp, Sidney B. Karen, Sylvia Kasner, Betty Katz, Dora Kleinman, Robert Coleman Kotwitz, Emma Kroll, Rosalind Kurtz, Archie Landau, Rose Lapidus, Nathan Lee Loffman, Richard Letterman, Jack Lessie, Donald Leventhal, Gary Levy, Melvin V. Lewis, Faye Lipton, Stephen Lawrenson, Philip D. Mallon, Chester Marcus, Kate Marcus, Amy Marks, Joe Evelyn McNeil, Max H. Miller, Wayne Mills, Rose Oshman, George Edward Page, Morris Sonny Penner, Paula J. Plotkin, Harry Pransky, Edith Raffel, George Gunther Rapp, Ben Reif, Morris Rocklin, Selma Ruth Rose, Alan David Rosenthal, Robert Rudolph, Goldie Salzberg, Leon Sass, Rella Schlanger, Ruth Schnitzer, Joe Schumann, Rosalie Ablon Schwartz, Susie Sarens, Hyman Shumsky, Maynard Smith, Morris Spear, Mildred Stallero, Edna Sussman, Bela Tauber, Joseph Trubeck, Kaz Toshida, Carol Turboff, Joe Wagman, Philip M. Wax, Celia Wilner, Loretta Weinberg, and Ethelene Wolf. The memories of all the departed are with us as we turn to page 294 and we rise together for the recitation of the Mourner's Kaddish, page 294. Yitzgadal v'yitzkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma tivrach erutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'elam ulamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei kudsha barichu, Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'romav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav, Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru. Amen.
I want to invite Eli back to the bima to help lead us in the blessings of Kiddush and Motzi, along with Lex and Sydney and Mason. As they make their way up here, the blessings are on page 5 if you would like to follow along with us.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei puri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitranu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinhilanu Zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit, ki hu yom tehila lemikra'e kodesh, zecher etziat Mitzrayim, ki vanu v'charta, v'otanu kidasha, mikol amim, Shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon himchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-shabbat. Amen.
L'chaim.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Our closing song can be found on page 344, Shir Chadash.
Shir
Almighty God, source of hope and source of renewal and source of chesed olam, may the sound of the shofar at this season wake us up to possibility and potential, to the sources of goodness and forgiveness and redemption inside us all.
Tekiah.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Nicely done.
Is klaar?